the St. Cloud Water Tower, looking very majestic, just hanging out there under those very ominous cumulonimbi. And I'm heading to an event, just a hop, skip, and a jump on the outskirts of town that only happens once a year. And I have never been to this I've never been invited to this event. Welcome everyone, I'm the Woo here. It's my second channel, daily vlog channel. I can't talk today. It's the Daily Woo. Arriving now at the Battle of Narcoossee Mill. In all the years I lived in this neck of the woods, I never went to this. The other day I realized they were doing it. I thought, I can't pass that up. I gotta check this out. Gotta check this out, Doc. Here's a close-up view of a cannon. And this little thing here, which looks like a massive like matchstick, that's what you shove the cannonball down into the nether regions there. It's a pretty powerful piece of machinery. They have a variety of tents set up. This one is displaying the life and times of a guy named Jacob Summerlin. This is what they call a cracker whip, which I think, don't quote me on this, is where the term Florida cracker came from, because you crack a whip. So could each cannon hold one of these different cannonballs? There's different sizes.
Yes, the mountain howitzer shot this.
And how heavy is this?
12-pounder.
That's a 12-pound cannonball.
Right.
So this would shoot out of the cannon that I just showed outside.
Yes. The originals were 12-pound. They're very thin-walled, and most of the originals were bronze. So that would always interest me that, you know, they had very thin-walled bronze fire. You pull, and the friction down here as that thing pulls off,
and that detonates it.
Detonates and fires. And here is one firing. And you can see here's the fire going out of the cannon, and here is the touch hole. They even have some old-time original root beer over there in those kegs. I might have to try some. I'm gonna get myself an ice cold sarsaparilla. And it's very foamy. You know how when you make a root beer float, this is almost like that without the ice cream, but it still has the same sensation of foaminess. These old coats are pretty awesome. It'd be very warm to wear one of these in Central Florida though. It'd be very sweaty. And this is the 24th year in a row they've done this event. Technically it's the 25th, but the first year it was called something different. And it's not the Battle of Narcoossee Mill, it's the battle at Narcoossee Mill, because it is a fictitious battle. It never really happened. They even have a little tent camp set up over here. And this little area is where the wounded go. But it looks like there's already some former appendages here that have been taken care of. And all different types of, oh my gosh, they use whiskey to heal your ailments. Ooh, I do not want that thing wedged in me unless I needed it. Oh, chloroform. And an old school home remedy, leeches. So this is basically the hospital, right? This would have been the hospital?
A field hospital.
A field hospital is what they call it. So after the battle, this place is going to be...
It's going to be lively.
It's going to be hopping.
They'll be doing operations, bullet removal, and everything.
Are you going to be doing any bullet removal?
Not me.
You personally?
The surgeon will.
You're just going to be watching from afar.
I'm the policeman.
You're the policeman. Well, you're doing a great job. Oh my gosh, it even looks like maybe the Duke boys were out here. We got a little moonshine kicking. This is definitely not legal. You must get a full night's sleep before the battle ensues. And these gentlemen, they're not sleeping. They're waiting for the moment to arrive. Waiting patiently. Have you ever heard of Bugle Boy Jeans? It's got its name from that instrument right there on the ground. Behind this little fence is the remnants of the sugar mill. I knew there was one in St. Cloud. I didn't realize there was one, however, in Narcoossee. And that is a good place for them to set up camp. Rest up, partner. You're gonna need it. You know what they need to do? They need to start bringing in the artillery. Oh! Thanks for listening. They totally listened to my idea. I didn't set that up. I didn't stand here on purpose in any way, shape, or form, I assure you. Getting it all polished up.
No, it's sticking on. I think I got the... Oh, what?
Every day they're on a march, they got 5 pieces of those, so that's hardtack.
It's called hardtack?
Hardtack, army bread.
Army bread. Just hanging around the campfire, chowing down on some hardtack.
Jack, run down to the water and soak these in water.
Actually, that's not that bad. It is. I know why it's called hardtack though, because it's very hard.
Go over to the beach and soak them in water. Leave the husk on them.
I think the trees and the moss really add quite the ambiance to this experience. This is awesome. I'm starting to think that a majority of the people out here have been camping out here for a series of days. They're living in their little tents. It's awesome. And it looks like they have a little chow brewing on the campfire. Look at this. That looks pretty good right there. A little potato in there. Man, that looks tasty. I'm really hoping that I get to hear that being played in a little while.
They'll be in a position in the line. Core stack is 3 wheels. And I can't actually tell for sure here. I believe it's these 2. And they pull those up. They pass that back, and this guy would take his up at the same time. And so you'd have the 3 muskets all going down at once. So these 3 all taken at the same time. The leaners, you just pass out as necessary.
I have to say, I'm completely blown away with how big the campsite is. For real, there are hundreds of reenactors out here. You're brewing up some fresh coffee? Yeah. Is that what you're drinking?
Absolutely.
Do you feel better getting all caffeinated before a fight? Would you rather have, you want to get caffeinated, big time caffeinated. Absolutely. Gives you more energy, right? Absolutely. That's how I feel every morning. Absolutely. I go into battle with the daylight. A little makeshift horse corral. You guys ready for this? You guys ready for this? It's gonna get pretty intense. All right. I don't believe you. But if you say so. What do you got in the bottle?
Air right now.
Just air?
Yeah.
What do you want to be in the bottle?
If I could stand it, I wouldn't mind some tawny port. But if I drink too much tawny port, then I won't be able to walk. So what I'd like in the bottle right now is some ice cold sarsaparilla.
That's what I got. I got sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla.
This guy's hiding up in the tree. Just like Huck Finn or Tom Sawyer.
I'm not the only kid that climbs up into this tree.
You're not the only one? Is there someone else in the tree?
No, but there are other kids that climb up here.
Everyone left you. You're all by yourself. Alone with your thoughts. I kind of regret never coming out here before until today. Seems like I've been missing out on some really cool theming. Here's a little bit more descriptive photo of how they did the amputations. They just sawed it off, bound it up, and from what I read, they could do it all in 15 minutes or less. That's pretty quick for those times. You know, each of these guys had to provide their own uniform and pay an admission price and their own weapons. They're pretty dedicated. And they travel from all over the country and stay out here for a series of days. It's an entire weekend for them.
This is a Florida cow hunter. He may not look very fancy, but he's actually very, very wealthy because they got paid in Spanish gold when they worked with Jacob Summerlin. So as you see, the gentleman who has the gold gets the lady.
Oh, I'll keep that in mind.
Have not changed
I'm
in
definitely
150
dating above my
years.
station here.
Thanks for the advice.
Raise your hand if you know what a goober is.
Well, some of you know, yeah. Well,
I don't
actually,
what
it
the
was
heck
one
is a
out of
goober?
Yeah, it was actually what they called peanuts back in the day.
Really?
Peas was
A
what they were
goober is a
called.
peanut?
And this is a song about that wonderful,
I never knew that.
delicious little protein pellets.
Protein pellets.
Yes, protein pellets. Sitting by the roadside on a summer's day, chatting with my messmates, passing time away, lying in the shadows underneath the trees. Goodness, how delicious, eating goober peas, 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 eating goober peas. Goodness, how delicious, eating goober peas, peas, peas.
The horses are stirring. The troops are starting to make their way in. Uh-oh. It has begun. Cannons are being fired from across the field. Oh, God. Holy crap.
Keep firing, keep firing. Go. Thank you. Always protect the first sword. Keep it hot, boys. Keep it hot.
So close to the action. I'm gonna go deaf out here. Some backups coming out of the woods.
1 rank or 2, sir.
Holy cow. Did you see that bucket fly in the air? There was like a bucket that was like 100 yards in the air. Hopefully you caught that. That was crazy. See the woman there in the grass tending to the injured. But I think it might be too late. Definitely a lot more intense than I thought it would be. Holy crap, that was intense. As stated earlier, there was no real battle at Narcoossee Mill. It's all fiction, and they choose each year, they decide on which side is going to win. So it's all in good fun. Oh my gosh, he's sewing him up. At least it's not an amputation. That I don't know if my stomach can handle. It's just a simple bandage and some stitches. Whew. That was a close one. I look like Sean Connery. Yeah, you can go home and sleep well. That was definitely something I had never experienced in person before. It was a good time, and I'm glad I went. See you tomorrow. Vlog over.